Evening everybody. On this week's episode of Branting Cylinder and Turbing, I'm going to demonstrate what's called a tapered piston ring compressor. And I've got some Baroque music on in the background. I like to work on this engine while I listen to classical music, go figure. Anyway, by the way, I got some brand new pistons for this engine. I'll demonstrate those, one of them at least, in the coming moments here. I did set up my camera on my cell phone on a nice handy little tripod, so I'll have both my hands free to run the demonstration. So first off, this is the piston ring compressor, and the final diameter is 4.320 inches. That's the diameter of this beautiful little piece of machinery right here. These are the brand new pistons for the Cadillac. They will give me a 10-to-1 compression ratio. And as you can see, I'm going to just set this piston ring compressor down here. You see 3 grooves in the piston. And what these do is that they hold a compression ring. They're metal rings. I don't have them handy here. I'll show them in a later video. But there's an oil control ring which acts as an oil scraper to scrape the engine oil off the cylinder bores as the engine is running. And then 2 compression rings which hold back the combustion gas pressure as the engine is running. The trick is that when you are assembling this piston and putting it into the engine, you have to make sure that the rings themselves are compressed, or else they're going to hang up in the bore as you're putting it in. And that's really bad juju, okay? To use the colloquial term. So what you do is you use this, so just visualize this with piston rings on it. You put this piston ring compressor right here, and here's your assembled piston, and there'll be a connecting rod on here, of course. And you just slide this right into here. Of course, it's probably not going to go on because I got to get these cylinder bores bored out 20,000s. But you slide the piston into this tapered compressor, and it goes right in and goes right into the cylinder bores, just right slick. Real easy. These make your life a lot easier. There are other types of piston ring compressors where they've got it looks like kind of a band clamp, and then there's a screw here, and you got to compress the rings with that, and you can overcompress or undercompress and get the piston rings all hung up, and they're a real pain. So this little beauty right here is going to save me a lot of effort. So this week, I'm going to go down to a machine shop. I've taken the week off from work. I'm going to get some quotes to clean this block out. You can see some of the rust that's in the coolant passages. They'll take all that out. And then I'm going to have these bores opened up by 20,000ths of an inch, so that the final diameter of the piston bore is going to be 4.320 inches. The 20 comes in because the stock bore is 4.300 inches. These are the new bigger pistons. When you add bigger pistons, it increases the engine displacement. So instead of being a 472 cubic inch engine, I think about the math here, it'll be about, I want to say 476 cubic inches and change. So give me an extra 4 cubic inches. Is that really going to matter in terms of power? Probably not. But given the stock compression of these pistons was, the stock pistons were 8.5 to 1, these are 10 to 1, it's going to kind of wake this motor up. It's going to be a lot more peppy. Horsepower wise, I don't know. You get an extra 20, 30 horsepower, but when you're already running at 400 horsepower, who cares, you know? And that's not including, you know, the new cam and the intake manifold that I showed in the previous video. So that's the long and the short of it, folks. As I get to the point where I'm actually going to have this completed block and put the pistons in, the crankshaft will be in, I'll make a video showing me putting the pistons into the engine and getting everything set up. It's a careful operation. It can go very quickly, but if you're methodical and you keep things clean and you're orderly, engine assembly is really a piece of cake. Yeah, there are a lot of parts and everything spinning around in here, and it can look very confusing. But like I said, if you're methodical and follow proper procedure, it goes pretty quickly. Anyway, that's about it for now. Questions, comments, complaints, or even if you just want to call and say hi, yeah, we'll talk to you later. Thanks. Bye.